Hello my friends and welcome back to another Brotato Danger 5 random run, where we take two random characters, combine them using the Genetically Modified Overkill mod, grab a random weapon, and try to beat Danger 5 with it. Hope you're all doing well. As always, of course, we will be spinning the wheel to see what characters we get, and we've got... what's up here? We have... okay, it looks like the Jack, which is going to, of course, be a very powerful character, but increasing enemy damage is always really dangerous. So let's see what we're combining that with, and we'll make our plan accordingly. Okay, Arms Dealer Jack. So that's a really interesting combo. That should be a very wealthy character. So let's pick up, here's the Jack, here's the Arms Dealer. So these characters together get a lot of bonuses to their economy. But we're going to be using random weapons, enemies will have increased health, and do increased damage. So, obviously, what weapon we start with here mostly doesn't matter, though I will random it anyways, because the Arms Dealer is going to delete all our weapons anyways. So what I'm going to do, I think, for this character is we will try to have every... I don't think... is there actually a chance I can kill this tree? I don't know. I left so many materials on the ground because I was curious there, but I don't think we actually killed the tree. Because the tree does get the increased damage from the Jack. So standing there hitting it obviously was a waste of time, but our turret cleared a bunch of enemies anyways. I could have had some more materials, but I just wanted to see if we had the damage to kill it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just buy completely random weapons. Whatever the first 6 weapons we see in a shop are, that's what we're going to go with the Arms Dealer. What that means is I'm going to need to focus on having lots of different damage types, so that whatever weapons show up, we're happy. I will take some extra harvesting early, and percent damage is going to be good pretty much no matter what weapons we get, unless, of course, we get engineering weapons, which don't benefit from it. We'll take the sickle and the jousting lance. Fertilizer we'll definitely buy early, and a duct tape very much worth having as well. A second sickle is a really nice find, so we're buying all these weapons, because that's a support weapon, so it's going to give us 5 more harvesting this wave. And then I'll do a reroll, and okay, another support weapon, that's really good as well. Gummy Berserker I'm going to pass on, but I will do another reroll here, and we will lock the fertilizer, because, of course, getting early economy is going to matter a lot for this character. So the rule is I'm going to have to buy the first 6 weapons that we see in the shop. I don't have to lock weapons that we see after we've bought those, and I can upgrade those weapons, of course, if we find ones that upgrade them. So that's going to be how we're going to play this character. I didn't manage to get the second tree there. So here I can take some regen, but I think I'm going to reroll, and attack speed is what I want the most. That being said, this character will probably want to build dodge. I'm also going to take 4 melee damage here. We buy damage at an increased rate because we're the Arms Dealer, so damage modifications increased by 33%. We are buying negative melee damage with all of these fertilizers, so I really want to keep that positive for when we find melee weapons. Do I want the butterfly? There's just no guarantee that we will have a good weapon set to use lifesteal off of, so butterfly and lifesteal in general I think is not worth picking up. We'll definitely take the lure, and the alien worm we will want as much max HP as we can get, and as much regen as we can get. A wrench and a flute, so this is a weird weapon set. Do I want this claw tree? It will cost me a max HP, but give me some melee damage, and crit chance is useful on most weapons. Not all, but most. So it's probably worth buying. The cog, I think we will pass on, although we will... there's a decent chance that we will end up with some... I'm going to lock this knife, because this is a really good weapon to buy here. And whetstone, even though we're not... reliant on lifesteal, is such efficient healing, we're going to pick it up anyways. There's a decent chance that we'll end up with an engineering weapon at various points, but buying a lot of engineering just in case that happens just doesn't seem like a good plan to me. Trying to kill that loot alien, got the first one. So despite our weapon set being pretty bad for single target damage, we were able to kill both loot aliens, get the crates, And of course, the massively increased material drops that come from killing those. I'm not going to be able to kill the curse alien here, unfortunately. But we got 3 levels and 2 crates. We'll take a claw tree and a helmet, get our armor positive. Here, this is an interesting shop. We have tons of harvesting already, so I think I'm just going to take 6 max HP, because our max HP was terrible. And then here I'm going to take 3 elemental damage. We have no particular guarantee that we're going to have elemental weapons, but if we do get elemental weapons, we'll want the elemental damage. And if we find a scared sausage, that's a pretty high priority purchase for us, because when you're playing the arms dealer, you want sources of damage that don't rely on specific weapons. So stuff like scared sausage, cyberball, baby elephant, and so on are really good finds for the arms dealer. Yeah, we have to buy the plank. I will buy the baby gecko as well, and then we'll do a reroll here. Okay, nice. We got a really nice set of precise weapons for this character. And I guess I do have to buy Terrified Onion, because I need to get my move speed back to positive. We'll definitely want to fix our luck later on. Do I want to lock either of these? I could combine and buy the Ghost Scepter in the hopes that we get 20 kills with it. I don't think we're very likely to do that on wave 4. So I think what I'm going to do is lock the Ghost Scepter, and then potentially on next wave, we can get multiple Ghost Scepters, combine them, and get some bonus health from the Ghost Scepter, because when you have an ethereal weapon, you keep the stats after the wave, even if the weapon goes away as the arms dealer. Alright, nice. We got 1 bonus material from our Thief Dagger, actually 2. I mean, if we're getting bonuses from our Thief Daggers, then that's great. Get a little extra money here. Got the Lamprey kill. I think we should be able to clear out this curse alien pretty quickly as well. This is why I wanted to lock the knife, because it gave us the precise weapon tag. I was really hoping to get the second one there. Give us the precise weapon tag, which is a nice tag to be rolling for, because it's going to increase our damage output, and it's good for killing the curse aliens that are guaranteed to show up on wave 4. We'll just take 2 armor here, take the scar, and then we'll buy all these items. I'll roll here. Okay, we have to buy these 2. I need to pick up at least 2 more weapons and probably 3. So I think I'm just going to lock these 2 items and then roll and buy a couple more weapons. And then I'll take the propeller hat over these other 2, get my luck back positive. But I really wanted to get to 6 weapons here. Now we should get 1 range off of this hiking pole. That's exciting. What's our range right now? It is at -11. So we'll be able to check at the end of the wave if we got the 1 range. As long as I don't stop moving, we should be able to pick that up. Unfortunately, we didn't find another Ghost Scepter to upgrade to a level 2 Ghost Scepter, so I don't think we're going to get any extra HP, especially because, of course, we're the Jack, so there's fewer enemies on the field. We would need to kill 20 beefed up enemies, 20 jacked up enemies with the Ghost Scepter specifically to get health. So we got 0 off that, but we got 1 and are now at range -10 off the hiking pole. And you know what? That's worse than any other weapon would have been, which would have gotten us more money, but the bonus is permanent. Here, I'm going to reroll. I think we can do better than this. And we did do better. I'm going to actually take 6 max HP, because my maximum health is still terrible. Buy all these items and weapons. We've got a rock that we have to buy. Really nice to get some extra armor, but I do want to pick up 2 more weapons here, so we'll do that. Yeah, we'll take the helmet there. And then Hedgehog is great because this gives us multiple damage types, so no matter what our weapon set is, we should benefit from the Hedgehog. Unless we end up with like all elemental or engineering weapons. I don't remember if I have a Horde first or an Elite first. If we have an Elite first, I may want to look to float a weapon. Obviously, I'll still have to buy the first 6 that I see, because that's the rules of this run currently. I'll have to float a weapon going into the Elite fight. something that's good against elites, so that we're more likely to find copies of that weapon if we find like a laser gun or something, so we can kill the elite quickly. Here we're going to take 15 attack speed. Attack speed is relevant no matter what weapon we get, even if it's an elemental or engineering weapon, still really good. Percent damage is almost always relevant as well. Okay, it's a Horde Wave first, so I'm not going to worry too much about our weapon set going into the Horde Wave. I'll make sure we have a weapon set going into the Horde Wave, but past that, I'm not that worried. Here, I think we can just buy both of these, then we'll take a stick. Ghost Flint, probably not worth buying. Baby with a Beard is pretty nice. If I get even some additional ranged damage, that's a great way to do extra damage that doesn't rely on our weapons. I'll take the landmines as well for the same reason, and Anchor is probably a good enough weapon to lock going into the next wave. So our damage output, still pretty bad. I need to boost my attack speed and melee damage in particular. Because we're playing the Jack, so enemies are really tough. And if we don't have the damage to kill them, then we could get in a lot of trouble, especially on this wave where there's healers. Like this walrus right now is making things fairly difficult for me because I am unable to kill it, and it keeps getting healed by these healers every time they get close enough to it. I would love a lumberjack shirt so we're wasting less time on killing these trees since they have so much additional health. But we're making still very good money each wave, so things definitely could be worse. We'll take some movement speed. I currently have negative movement speed, or 0 movement speed. We need to fix that. Take some dodge here, and then... Okay, we'll buy the bowler hat, but I'm going to lock the bowler hat because I need to get more weapons. We'll take a ghost axe. I don't think I need the medical turret. Screwdriver, ghost flint I want, and I guess flute and pruner. Those are our weapons. I'll upgrade the screwdriver because my weapon set is terrible, so I want maybe a better weapon. Ooh. If only I could float this for the Horde Wave, the Power Fist would be really good. I think it is still worth just locking these two, because this is a really nice set of weapons for next wave. So going into Wave 9, we'll have very good weapons there. So the landmines are not particularly important right now, but we're still planning around maybe getting a scared sausage or something like that to allow us to do non-weapon sources of damage, and that's a good way to apply them. And they only cost 30 materials, so I felt like the landmines were worth speculating on. These anglerfish have so much... Wait, did I... Oh, I got damage from my ghost axe. That's awesome, actually. Anglerfish have so much HP, we just can't kill them. Yeah, we'll take the engineering here. We have a couple engineering items. And crit chance, like I said, relevant for most weapon sets, so pretty good here. We'll buy all of this stuff and roll. Have to buy this. Okay, we've got the brick as one of our weapons, so that might break. Do I want... I definitely want small magazine. I want wings, too, because my movement speed is bad. We've got 36 luck, so we can take the pearl. Do I want to lock an icicle? I feel like we can do better than the icicle. Slingshot is probably worth locking, though. That's a good enough weapon that I think we will want that. I would love to break this brick if I could, because we're selling it anyways as the arms dealer. Brick is an amazing weapon for arms dealer because breaking it is just pure value. So I'm going to try to attack enemies from the direction where the brick is what hits them, so that we maximize the chances of breaking it. Not making amazing money on any of these waves, honestly, but the mouse will help a lot, because when you have increased enemy spawns when you're playing the Jack, it's just such an enormous increase to your income. Since that 10% extra enemies increases the number of enemies on the field by 1/3, since we normally have 30% and now we have 40%. And So the amount of income we get is also increased basically by a third. Chameleon, we're going to recycle here, even though I'm building dodge. Actually, I guess at 21 dodge, 3% dodge for -4 damage, I think is worth it. And then here, I'm going to take 6 melee damage because I really want to boost my damage output. Let's take some more attack speed, and we'll take the slingshot, small magazine, and pearl. I guess we should be able to buy a full weapon set. Okay, nice. We got the scared sausage that we were looking for. I'll buy that. I'll lock the silver bullet. I'm going to lock the mushroom because I need to buy some more weapons here. Pocket Factory will also lock, and then we're just going to keep re-rolling until we get a full 6 weapons. Not the best weapon set, but should be good enough. And it's not like we get to choose anyways. So with Scared Sausage and a bunch of extra percent damage, we should be, especially with the Pocket Factory, if I get a Lumberjack shirt as well, we should be able to set enemies on fire before they get close to us, and that should take away a decent percentage of their health. And as the arms dealer, you're always looking for ways to deal damage that don't involve hitting things with your potentially terrible weapons. I do need to be a little careful here. My healing is not that great, and these enemies do tons of damage, and we spawned a bunch of lampreys from that blobfish, so I need to pay attention to where I'm moving. Made very good money this wave, though. So going into a horde wave, can I afford to buy the scarf? It's going into an elite wave, you can't, but a horde wave is mostly about just killing stuff before it gets to you anyways, so I think I will buy the scarf. It's a pretty big boost to our survivability, the 4 regen and the melee damage and the movement speed. We've got enough move speed now, though, so let's take some armor. We'll take a jousting lance. I don't need the silver bullet yet, so I'm going to keep this locked and focus on getting our weapons online. Sunken Bell, I think, is worth buying. That's a decent panic button. I'm going to lock the head injury and reroll. We'll take Cacti Club and Flute. We don't need to worry about locking these items, by the way, because as the arms dealer, we're guaranteed to see 1 weapon in the shop. So every time I reroll... Oh, nice. The rocket launcher's a great find there. Every time I reroll, we're going to get at least 1 weapon. Now, unfortunately, I would prefer the chopper to the fist here, but we have to buy the weapon on the left. And I don't have anything I can combine, so we'll just buy the head injury. Is Chopper worth locking for the next wave? Probably. I think that's better than an average random weapon. So this could be a tough wave. Enemies are going to be very fast. The double flutes are actually pretty nice for us, because as the Jack, enemies have increased health. So there's a decent chance that we're able to charm a lot of these enemies, since they're just going to take a lot of attacks from our flutes. Okay, took a couple hits there. Have to work my way around the outside here and pick up those consumables. Although I've decreased my consumable healing quite a bit, right? Pretty sure I bought a couple alien worms, so I should actually not pay attention to the consumables. Currently only doing 4 damage a tick with our Scared Sausage, because I haven't managed to get that much percent damage or that much elemental damage yet. But as long as I survive the horde wave, given that we had a scarf on it as well, yeah, we're -2 consumable heal, so I need to just ignore consumables, basically. Here, I'm going to take 4 regen over 9 speed or 5 engineering, and we'll buy the chopper, penguin, mace, of course we have to buy. Silver bullet we can use to kill elites better. Take the spiky shield, landmines again. We'll take a snail as well. My move speed is really good, and that'll help me kill elites a little better. Ooh, very happy to get a coffee and a Sift's relic. If I buy the tree, I'm giving up a weapon this wave, so I think I have to wait on buying the tree. Yeah, because I just needed to reroll and buy some weapons, but Sift's relic is going to be really good, especially if I get a baby elephant or cyberball to go with my increased damage modifiers as the arms dealer. Just walked into that enemy for no reason at all. It was cursed, so I just miscalculated how much damage it could take. If we could get, like, a fairy or something, bad tomato, anything to boost my regen to just a slightly more comfortable level, that would really help this run out. Because right now, my healing is not strong enough that I am comfortable just taking hits from enemies. The mace also has to be really bad, right? Because we have positive attack speed. It's still doing 48 damage a shot. Here, I'm going to go with 15% more attack speed, though. Even though I want more regen and obviously want more armor, attack speed is just so important to this character. Take the Sif's Relic, Tree, Jousting Lance, and Wolf's Helmet. This is great. 10 elemental damage makes our Scared Sausage vastly better. I don't really care about losing the engineering, because the landmines and Pocket Factory are mostly to apply the Scared Sausage, and the extra luck is really good as well, of course. Take a Revolver. Banner, we're going to lock. Ugly Tooth, I'm going to lock, because I want that going into the Elite Wave, but I need to make certain that I have a full weapon set going into this next wave. Because if I don't, then we're just probably not going to be able to kill anything. Pretty bad weapon set, honestly. Managed to kill all of the Lampreys, though. Trying to kill the buffing aliens, and then I'm going to go take out that curse alien that's down here. Still would love a Lumberjack shirt. That's something that would be very powerful for this character. Fewer attacks needed for us to kill the trees, and it would let my Pocket Factory turrets and landmines take out the trees for us as well. That Stargazer Tower was impossible to kill. It just took so much damage. Admittedly, our weapons are bad, so that's not that surprising that things are taking a lot of attacks to kill. I could take extra range to offset our range penalty, but I think we could just do better. Yeah, I'd much rather have 2 armor. We'll take a Scar here, Claw, Banner and Ugly Tooth I think I can buy, and then we'll have to buy all these. We'll take the defective steroids. It's nice to boost my melee damage going into this fight as well. Okay, a minigun, that's great. We have very little ranged damage, but it's still just a lot of attacks, and with our 11 lifesteal, the minigun will also help keep us alive. I'll definitely take Glass Cannon. Our percent damage is fairly low, so I would love to increase that. Here, what we're going to do is combine these claws and buy a Blunderbuss, and this is great, because Blunderbuss is amazing at killing elites, so we're super happy that we found that. Ice Cube is a great way to use our Scared Sausage as well. Just walking into every attack. Actually, the Sif's Relic is kind of ruining the Blunderbuss a bit because of the way that the Jack material pickup works. We're getting these bursts of materials all at once, so the Blunderbuss is not allowing us to reset more than once per kill. Okay, well, we got the Sunken Bell that I bought earlier to go off. Unfortunately, I think I am not going to be able to kill the Elite, even though we have a pretty good weapon set for it. I guess I just don't have enough ranged damage to make the minigun damage relevant. So it looks like we aren't quite going to have the damage output to kill it, especially because I took a bunch of extra damage. I'll take the glasses here when they show up for free. The fertilizer, at this point in the game, I still am going to take, I think. Here, do I want more ranged damage or more regen? Let's just take 4 more regen, and then if I'd had the Glass Cannon and Ice Cube last wave, we'd have been in great shape. Oh, I may have overbought items here. We should still be able to get 5 weapons, but I messed up and wasn't able to buy a 6th weapon. I'm going to lock the spear here. It's a good enough weapon. I think it's worth locking. Unfortunately, coil doesn't do anything because my knockback is negative. Just went on tilt there from not being able to kill the elite, so I didn't count my materials correctly and wasn't able to buy weapons this wave. Fortunately, we should be okay. Gotta boost my max HP as well. We've got 57, but a lot of that's fake because we have these 2 rocks. Again, gonna try to break the brick if I can. Managed to kill all of those lampreys, and we got a curse enemy kill. We haven't found a single cursed item, even though we've built a lot of curse as well. One other thing that's kind of weird with this run. I guess we only have 6 curse, so not that much. Okay, well, I complained about it and it happened. Now I wish I'd locked the coil, because we got a cursed boxing glove. Take 10% attack speed here, buy these weapons, get my move speed going, crossbow. All of these items we can buy and still get 3 more weapons, so I'll do that. We'll buy the sickle. Defective steroids, I will lock. Toxic sludge, I guess I'll lock as well, because I want more elemental damage, and another crossbow. Now, unfortunately, crossbows are pretty bad. We have negative range, so they don't do that much for this character. But our other weapons should be good enough for this wave. Actually, I should have... We have an elite... No, okay, we don't have an elite till wave 18. So, next wave in the shop, I'm going to reroll until we can find and lock a good item going into the wave 18 fight. A good weapon. Something like a revolver or a laser gun. Anything that's got good single target damage. Because I do want to fix my ability to kill elite. Sunken Bell going off again there. And, of course, you have to remember we're playing the Jack, so enemies do increased damage. We are always still in danger as a result of that. Managed to kill the loot alien there right at the end, which is nice. We'll take a gentle alien. Blood donation, we do have the damage to offset, or the healing to offset this, but we don't need more economy. We just need more damage and health. So I'm actually recycling the blood donation. We'll take 15 attack speed here. Claw is pretty nice. We have good attack speed. And then I will buy all these items and roll. Ghost Flint, not exactly what we're looking for. Warrior Helmet is, though. Dangerous Bunny I'm going to lock because I need to get a good weapon set, or a weapon set going into the boss fight. Poisonous Tonic, probably worth locking as well. We'll buy a hatchet that scales with our damage output. And then I'm going to reroll. Do I want Jousting Lance to fight the elite with? It's not a great weapon for fighting elites typically because it attacks really slow. So I think I'm going to reroll this. Okay, Knife is the perfect one. And actually, I'm going to buy this Ghost Flint upgrade as well, because maybe we get some attack speed off these. A level 4 Knife is perfect for going into the elite fight next wave, because that'll give us, hopefully, a bunch of precise weapons. It has a massive bonus to its crit damage, so hopefully will let us kill the elite pretty quickly. We are locking a weapon in the shop there because then we can buy it, and when we have it in our inventory, it'll make us more likely to roll more copies of that weapon and more similar weapons with the same tag. So when you buy a knife, you're more likely to find more knives and more precise weapons. Very important to keep that in mind when you're playing the arms dealer, because shop manipulation is actually pretty important to making sure that you get a playable weapon set every wave when you're playing this character. It's a little different with the Jack version of this character because we just have so much money. Do I want 20 attack speed or 4 armor? I think I actually want 4 armor. I could also take 12 max HP. We have 65 max HP. None of that's fake right now. I think 4 armor gives us more survivability, and then we'll take 9 dodge as well. Alright, so we'll take a knife here. Buy Scared Sausage. I think we'll still get a full weapon set. Okay, not exactly the weapon I was looking for, the hiking pole, but what can you do? Now lock the hedgehog and the claw tree, and we'll roll lightning shiv and circular saw. Yes, okay, I leveled up fist, sure. feather is worth locking as well, and then we'll buy a javelin, and I can't afford to buy anything else, but this is a pretty good weapon set, I would say. We've got 3 precise weapons, so we've got 22 crit chance and a good chance of getting the ×4 criticals with our knife. We've got guaranteed criticals every second attack from our javelin, so this should hopefully be sufficient to kill the elite. I needed to kill that Stargazer before I went to fight the elite because we don't want to put a bunch more HP on the field when the Stargazer shows up, or when the mini-boss shows up. And there we go. Okay, so we got a much better weapon set this time and just had more damage output. So we were able to clear that elite really fast. And then this next shop as well, or the Wave 19 shop, we are going to want to roll until we find another good weapon to lock to give us a good weapon set for fighting the bosses. So, same principle as last time, we'll be looking for a weapon with really good single target damage output. I keep running after these consumables to pick them up for healing, even though it's literally worthless. Our consumable healing is so low. Torture will just decrease our healing, so we're recycling that. I'll take the dynamite. We don't know, we might find an explosive weapon. A free pearl is a really nice find, 6% more damage, and then I guess I'll take 15 luck as well. Okay, so we'll take a pruner, we'll buy all these items, and then we'll roll. Screwdriver. Fairy is an incredible find, and I should be able to still get a full weapon set. I'll lock the whetstone, I'll roll, we'll buy these 2. Lock that, roll. Little late on the lumberjack shirt, but still worth buying, I think. And then quarterstaff, is that worth locking? Well, I have to buy the quarterstaff actually. So, and wand is definitely not worth locking. So let's roll. Okay, perfect. We'll lock this rocket launcher going into wave 20. That's exactly the type of weapon that we're looking for. I'll buy the propeller hat as well, and then we'll go to wave 19. Hopefully I didn't break the challenge run rules too often during this run. It probably happened at least once where I just skimmed over a weapon that I didn't see, but it's not like I'm competing in a cash tournament playing these runs or something, so if I happen to accidentally miss a self-imposed rule, I'm really not gonna sweat it. Oh, actually, I think we found a jerky, so I think my consumable healing is actually... Yeah, okay, we did. My consumable healing's a lot better because I found a jerky. Just not remembering what items I have on this run. I'm going to recycle the hunting trophy. Of course, it doesn't do anything at this point. Do I want to ranged damage? Our ranged damage is really low, and we have a rocket launcher as our weapon, so we're likely to get more ranged weapons, so I am going to take that. We'll take rocket launcher and flute. Whetstone, just for more healing. Do I want the black belt for 3 melee damage? We don't currently have any melee damage weapons, so I'm going to pass on the black belt. Another flute. Really not what I was hoping for, these flutes. Take a muscly dude, I think, just for a little more safety margin on our health. A medical gun? Oof. We are not getting the weapons that we would want. I mean, I got this rocket launcher, which should be good going into an elite fight, but the rest of these are not good single target damage weapons, so we may struggle to kill these bosses. The eye patch, I'm going to pass on, and then I'm going to roll here. Unfortunately, I can't buy any of these. If the quarterstaff was level 2, I could buy it. Okay, we can upgrade our quarterstaff here. So that'll be helpful. 163 damage on the quarterstaff is a big deal. The incendiary turret would have been really nice to find earlier as well. Alright, let's see if this terrible weapon set can kill the bosses. Looking like we should be okay, even with a really bad weapon set. The damage from the rocket launcher is very high. The damage from the quarterstaff is really high. And the flutes are okay. And the scared sausage damage does add up over time as well. Now, obviously, we don't have to kill the bosses to win, and we are tanky enough that we probably would survive if I just ran away from them very easily. But we'd prefer to kill the bosses, because it's more fun that way. Almost got the one boss down. This is a case where I actually should have switched targets. So normally you want to fight the whale boss before the snake boss. But often if you see the snake boss first and just have done a bunch of damage to it, you want to just keep DPSing it, because it's going to be easier than switching targets, and that you'll get at least one boss out of the way faster. Okay, I might not actually finish off all these enemies, or finish off the bosses here. Come on. Okay, nice. We got him. Because I took those extra hits. So normally, as I was saying, normally you want to kill the whale boss first because it's the more dangerous, as you saw there at the end, where I just tanked a million hits in a row. But if you've started damaging the snake boss because it was the one that you saw first, then you often just want to finish it off so that there's fewer attacks on the field. But in this case, because we're the Jack, enemies have so much additional health, I probably did just want to switch to the whale boss instead, and that's why I put myself in a little more danger than I needed to by killing the wrong boss first. Alright, taking a look at our items. 264 saved on dangerous bunnies. We got a bunch of lures, those were nice. 4k damage on landmines, not great. Scared sausages dealt 110k though. You can see these were really good because the arms dealer has such increased damage multipliers. It works really well with non-weapon sources of damage, like scared sausage. The pocket factory, we don't know how much damage it did because I don't have a level 1 turret. 6.5k on the cursed spicy sauce. That was mostly for the health, of course. And anything else that we wanted to check? Oh, the sunken bell actually did 25k damage, which was really not bad. Exploding for 1,000 meant that it killed most enemies, even with the Jack's increased health buff. So it actually worked to help defend me when I got low, so I was very happy with the sunken bell here. Alright, my friends, hope you've enjoyed this run, and of course, if you have, feel free to leave a comment and hit like. Helps me out with the algorithm, so I appreciate you taking the time to do that. And of course, you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato and other strategy game analysis. Cheers, friends. I'll catch you next time.